you win some, you lose some. But yeah, definitely collaboration over competition.
Welcome to Rad-Ventures. This week's guest, Emma Boatman of Boatman Admin Services. Welcome, Emma.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I've wanted to talk to you for ages, actually. We're both members of the Generator Gals, that's right, isn't it?
We are, yes. Yes.
Perfect.
Excellent
Good,
group.
good. A very good group. Shout out to the Generator Gals, and who do have an episode. Debs and Ali are on an episode of this podcast that's currently waiting to be edited.
Ooh, that'll be a
So
good
that
one.
will be out very soon, but obviously it'll be out before this one. So go watch that one if you haven't already. Okay, Emma, tell everyone about yourself.
Hello everyone, I'm Emma from Boatman Admin Services. I have been running my VA OBM agency for 10 years in October. So
That's really impressive.
yeah, where have those 10 years gone? I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, so 10 years, where's that put us? 2015?
2015, yeah, 2015.
Ah, so back then you would have been quite like a pioneer in the VA world, as it were.
Yeah, so like you say, when I first started, so as a little bit of background, I worked in the pharmaceutical industry to start with. And I worked there for 15 years, thereabouts. Had lots of different roles in that company. That's probably why I stayed there for so long, because it was constantly evolving. Like when I joined, there was 30 of us, and when I left, there was 500 of us. So massive involvement. And I had a job in project management, so I was used to juggling all those sorts of things. Then we had a change of management, and they deemed that the role that I'd been doing for the last 2.5 years I couldn't do anymore because I didn't have a degree, but I did have a postgrad diploma in clinical research, which trumps a degree. So they wanted to make me a glorified filing clerk, and I was just not doing that. I was also going through some corporate bullying that wasn't being dealt with, so I just decided to leave. Didn't have a job to go to, and started working with my husband in his business. And immediately I just thought, what? Work together, live together, be together all the time. I don't know if that's a good idea. But yeah, 10 years on, here we are. But going back to your original question, when I set out to set the business up and said to people, I'm going to be a virtual assistant, they were like, a what now? What's that? But I don't understand. How can you help support my business when you're not sat next to me or in the same room as me, or in the same building? So it took a good probably 18 months for people to really understand what a virtual assistant was and how I could help them. There was only one other VA that I knew of in the area. So I reached out to her just to meet for a coffee, really, just to have a chat, because that's me. I want to get to know what people are doing. And she sent me an email back, and I'll never forget it. And I've never met the woman since. She said, time is money. You can book a power hour with me for £99. And I was like, oh, I only wanted tea and cake.
Yeah.
And you wanted to get out for half an hour. I don't want a power hour. So whether she had a lot of people contacting her about being a VA, or whether she was just not interested, but that is not something that sits well with me at all. So I thought, if anyone ever asks me to meet for a coffee because they're new on their journey, I will help them, because
Yeah.
life's too short.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I've like, I've had discussions with other local kind of VAs in inverted
Yeah.
commas. We'll talk about the term in a sec, I think. But and there was only one. I joked. You probably know my sense of humor because I'm a lot more active on my Instagram. But this was before we did stories and stuff. And I said, she said, whereabouts in the town are you? And I said, oh, I'm in here. And she said, "Oh, I'm over there." And I said, "Yeah, well, make sure you stay out of my patch," kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
and I haven't spoken to her since really. And
Oh,
I think she just took it the wrong way. And I was a bit like, I said it with a smile and I joked. And
yeah.
I maybe even said afterwards I was joking, but I was a bit like, oh, okay. But I've always been, more collaboration than competition because
100%.
there's like I do things differently to other people, and if there's someone that sometimes people enjoy doing something I don't like doing, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Talk to this person instead.
Yeah, definitely. I really, really agree with that. I also think there is enough work to go round.
Mm,
There's so much work to be done. And you've got to, when you start working with a VA, you've got to gel with that person. So someone might not like me, but like you, and that's
yeah,
fine. It's a better fit for the business. You might have more experience in that industry or, better skill set, and that's fine. You know, you win some, you lose some. But yeah, definitely collaboration over competition is
yeah, yeah,
huge.
yeah. I like this kind of comes on to my next point of the term, but it's like the virtual assistant thing. It's such a broad spectrum, isn't it?
Yeah,
You could be doing traditional PA stuff in inverted commas, or you can be doing tech wizardry
yeah,
in the back end of some system, and still be classed as the same virtual assistant term.
yeah,
Um, and you could be charging anywhere from £15 an hour to £60 an hour,
yeah,
uh, and so it's a massive spectrum. So you can't do all things. And it does take, I suppose, it takes probably about 18 months, I reckon, from when you start to the point where you go, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. And you stop saying yes to everything
yeah,
because you realize that it's more hassle than it's worth trying to do it.
yeah.
But the term virtual assistant, I'm not a big fan. Um,
No, but what are
it's,
the term like? It's really difficult, isn't it? Because you're an admin assistant, but that
yeah,
sounds a bit, you know, covers everything. You're
yeah,
not a tech IT person, but you're also, certainly with some of my clients, it then falls into more of the support, as in business is really tough and you're a shoulder to lean on and that kind of
yeah, yeah,
thing. So you come there's a bit of coaching involved as well, I think, that you don't necessarily realise. It also depends how big or small your client is. If they're a one man band, they might need you more. But then equally, if they've got 5 or 6 or 10 employees, they might need you more, but in a slightly different way. And although you're virtual, I mean, I've got a couple of clients that I speak to every day. I may as well be in the office with them. And even yesterday, I was in London with a client on a team building day. Now, when they mentioned, we're going to have a team building day, and obviously we want to include you, I was like, oh, really? And the director was like, I can't run the business without you. You are an integral part of the team. You might not be on the payroll, but I
mm,
can't do this without you. So we went, my brief was a non twatty corporate team building day. So we did pottery, an introduction to pottery in the morning, and then
mm.
went for lunch at Battersea Power Station in the afternoon, which was
Sounds like a nice
lovely.
day.
It was a lovely day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
does sound
really,
nice.
really good fun.
Yeah, it's a difficult way to put yourself. I mean, the original term was virtual assistant because it was people like in the Far East that were
Yeah,
then remote, and that's
yes,
why it was virtual assistant rather than executive assistant, personal assistant, etc. And then it's obviously kind of creeped its way over here. But like you, well, my main client, I work on site for them.
yeah,
So I'm a freelance administration
yeah,
assistant, maybe. What I
yeah.
tend to put in my email signature nowadays, now that I'm five, am I 5 years self-employed this year? I don't know. Whenever it was. What do I call myself now? Business support and administration consultant.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, yeah, it's good,
I
isn't
might,
it?
I might steal that.
Oh, I'll let you have it if you pay me royalties every month.
Yeah,
1p.
that's fine. Deal.
I tell you one thing. Actually, I tell you one thing. I did steal some off someone recently. It's accountant she on
Oh yeah,
Instagram.
yeah,
I do talk about her quite a lot on my stories. But I think she's a great content creator as well as a great. Well, I presume she's a great accountant. They've obviously got lots of reviews. I
yeah.
haven't worked with her though. But she was talking about letters after people's names, and like I didn't go to uni.
Me
I went to
neither.
sixth form, and then I kind of was like, what am I going to do now? And so I just went into work, into I started in catering.
Yeah,
But I was like, oh, when you see people like a lot of the people I work with, I work with solicitors, I work with consultants, and so I work mainly in like legal firm and
yeah,
in the planning industry. So everyone's got an email signature with letters after their name. And accountant she was talking about the letters after her name, and she's got loads, ACCA,
yeah,
whatever else it is. And at the end she put LT, was it LFTHW?
yeah.
Learned the hard fucking way. So in my email, I did say to her, I'm stealing that. And so my business emails that go out have best wishes and stay rad, Richard, and then Richard Langdon, LTHW. No one's asked me
Love
yet.
that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm definitely stealing that. Definitely,
Good,
definitely.
good, good. So tell us more about Boatman Admin Services then, because you're an agency, aren't you?
Yes. So yeah, 10 years this year. Like I say, started working with my husband. He's a financial advisor. I'd come from pharmaceutical industry, which is really heavily regulated. Financial services industry, very heavily regulated. So that wasn't too much of a trauma for me, really.
Mm,
So we're starting to get him more organised and various things. Um, and then our accountant, she was like, "You could help me." And I was like, "I hate bookkeeping. No way. I don't like it. Me and numbers, they don't go together." And she was like, "No, no, no, not that sort of thing, but more like my general admin." So I started to help her. And then a couple of her clients were like, "Who's this Emma person you've got on board? She's very lovely and she's very organised. We need one of her." So then she started to introduce me to a few of her clients, and the business just grew from there. I never ever set out with a business plan or how I'm going to take over the world or anything like that. I still don't have a business plan now.
mm.
I don't have things mapped out to the end of the year and then things mapped out to 2026. I'm just going with the flow, taking each day as it comes. Um, but it wasn't until COVID really that I started to build an agency. I had a couple of my existing clients call me and say, "Oh, my bookkeeper's been furloughed. Can you do my bookkeeping?" And I was like, "No, I don't do
Mm.
bookkeeping." And I was saying no maybe 2 or 3 times. And it was John, my husband, that said to me, "Hold on a minute, you're missing a trick here. There's got to be a way around this." So I knew a bookkeeper through networking, and she lived a couple of villages along from me. So I rang her and I said, "Look, can you do some associate work? I don't really know how associate stuff works, but I know VAs have associates. Can
Mm.
we work something out?" And she was like, "Yeah, of course we can." And she said, "This is really timely because I've lost some of my clients because of COVID. They've taken work back in, so they don't need me anymore." So it was a real kind of perfect storm situation where she was losing clients, I was getting more work that I didn't want to do. So we then started to work together. And I think it came from a place of trust with my clients because I've been doing their admin. They knew that I could do a good job with other things. So when I said no, I couldn't do it, but I've got an associate, Catherine, and they were like, "Well,
Mm.
if you trust her, we trust her."
Yeah.
So Catherine was like she's my OG bookkeeper. And then I learned that social media was not my bag. I
Mm.
I do my social media. I don't love doing it. But I think if it wasn't for business, I wouldn't have social media. Like my personal stuff, I hardly post on. So when clients started to ask about their social media, I was like, yeah, I can do it. But again, I was like, no, I don't really want to. And again, I'd met someone else through networking and was like, do you want some associate work as a social media manager? And she was like, yeah, definitely.
Mm.
So that kind of grew from there. And then with the website techie stuff, that's not really my bag either. But I can do it. I can set up funnels and CRMs and all that kind of thing, update websites, but it takes me ages. And I did have a situation where I had to update an image on a client's website and I changed the image and it just threw everything out. And I was like, what have I done? And then it took me half a day to rectify. And I thought, I can't charge the client for this because I'm the one that's cocked it up, not anyone else. So I bought in a
Mm.
website VA as well, or a techie VA, because that's not my bag. So I think by becoming a one-stop shop for our clients, they know that they can come to me and say, I need help with X, Y, and Z, and I can put them in touch with someone. So it's just kind of grown from there, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's really cool because, like you, I just kind of fell into it, as it were. And
Yeah,
then you say yes to a few things here and there, and you say no to a few other things, and then before you know it, you're doing a podcast and talking to all sorts of other people.
yeah,
You're a member of a group called the Generator Gals, and I'm just like, what? And then I see people who are like, you know, quarter 3. What are your goals? Have you booked? Have you got your 10 goals for 2026 now? And I'm like, I haven't even got a goal for the end of the week. Never mind. Well, I have
yeah.
got a goal for the end of the week. The goal for the end of the week is obviously afford to pay my bills.
Well,
But it's
yes.
like, but I'm like, someone's like, yeah, quarter 3, this, quarter 4, that. Oh, yeah, board meetings, this, board meet. All right, business plan,
No.
this. I'm like, oh, okay.
I think as
So,
well, it's more difficult to have a plan as such. Certainly, the way I run my business, I'm not launching new things. So
mm,
I'm service based. You either want a VA or you don't want a VA. There's not a particular service that I'm launching continually, or I've not got a retainer kind of, I'm running this program for 6 weeks and then I'm doing this for 8 weeks. It's just like, I need some clients.
yeah, I think you kind of find there's like 3 avenues in the VA world, isn't there? There's like
Yeah,
VA, you just carry on. You work as many hours as you can, and that's you.
yeah,
And then there's the agency model with either associates or employees,
yeah,
or then there's the business coach. I'll teach you how to be a VA in 3 weeks, and you can
yeah,
pay me this much. And then you do runs of coaching. And to be honest, none of them appeal to me. Um,
yeah,
at the moment, I'm in camp one.
yeah,
I have 5 clients, I think, which I've reduced down.
yeah,
And actually, I'm busier than I've ever been. Strange, that one.
yeah,
But and then I just keep going. But then I do this on the side. I've started a podcast. I do other stuff. Videos on YouTube, that kind of stuff.
yeah,
I'm not interested in teaching people how to do something that I'm not great at. No, I am good at what I do. I'm joking. I'm joking. I am great at what I do for the clients that I do it for.
yeah.
And I'm not great at blowing my own horn. So that was a
No,
freebie
I'm
there.
not either.
Um, but yeah, I'm not interested in being a coach, and the whole agency model, it scares me. I'm like, oh, contracts, oh, what stops them from going here, and £5 an hour, £5 an hour to me for everything. Is it worth it? Don't know. It's on the to do list somewhere, but we'll
Yeah,
see how that goes.
yeah. I think you have to make it work for you. I mean, what I like is that it's the time leverage as well. So I'm doing work for a client, and then two of my associates might also be doing work for a client. So
Mm,
they're getting a lot of things done, and then I'm earning a small percentage of what they're doing. But you definitely have to look at it. You have to kind of have a bird's eye view on it in terms of, because obviously there's costs to having associates. You've got to pay for
mm,
their email licenses. Well, they're not free. They're
no.
£5 or £6 a month. So you've got to make sure you're covering that. Your
Mm,
insurance is slightly more because you've got obviously other people doing work for you. So you've got to make sure that it is beneficial. And if you're doing it and you're only getting £30 extra, you're like, is it worth the hassle? No.
Mm.
And also the other thing is also the associates you work with are representing you and your business. And it's the same kind of concept of when I'm talking to a new inquiry, I'm very kind of conscious of the fact that it's their business, it's their baby, they've grown it. And it's a big decision to get someone to come and help you because you don't want someone to come in and them to completely mess it up.
Yeah, yeah.
So by having an associate, it's very similar, and they, yeah, they are representing you. I've been very, very fortunate that all the associates I've had, bar one, have been really good. They get their heads down. We've got very similar work ethics. I mean, I don't have children, so I'm very much with my associates. You've got kids, that's fine. Just get the work done by the deadline. I don't care if you're doing it at 10 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock at night. As
Mm.
long as it's back with the client by the Friday or whatever, that's fine. And I think most of my associates I have known for a period of time prior to bringing them on board. And just to touch on the rogue associate, if I may,
Mm.
I was looking for another bookkeeper, and I put a job advert out on one of the Facebook VA groups. They had to fill in a Google form. I mean, I had loads and loads of applications, so I whittled them down, interviewed a few, and me and this lady really connected. And I thought, yeah, she seems good. Let's take her on. And
Mm.
she looked after 3 of my clients, 2 of which were VAT registered. And she went missing in the VAT. You know, you have to get your VAT return done by a certain
Yeah, yeah.
deadline. She went missing. Nobody could get hold of her. The clients were panicking, like, where is she? What's going on? And I was like, I I don't know. So I eventually got hold of her, and it was around the kind of when COVID was still kind of knocking around and things, and people were getting quite poorly. And she'd said that she'd had COVID and it just wiped her out, and she hadn't even thought to let me know that she was poorly. And I thought, well, you've not been an associate for anyone else. I'll let it go type thing, but please don't do it again. Like, the clients
Mm.
are chomping at the bit to get their VAT returns in. So that was fine. Got back on track. Everything was fine for another 3 or 4 months. And she went missing again. And my clients came back to me again, were like, where is she? What's going on? And so I reached out to her. I eventually got hold of her, and she said that her granddad had been really poorly and had been rushed into hospital. Now, I knew her kind of backstory, that she'd essentially been brought up by her grandparents. So I was like,
Mm.
really stressful time. It's fine. I can get another bookkeeper to pick up the work. Don't worry. What she'd failed to remember is that I was following her personal Instagram account.
Mm.
So this all happened in the morning, and in the evening, she'd put some pictures up on her Insta stories that she was having a lovely time at the German Christmas markets. So I
Oh.
just sent her a little note and said, "Oh, I assume your granddad's feeling a lot better if you've managed to get to Germany for the weekend." And
Mm.
she sent me quite an aggressive message back, and that was the end of our relationship, shall we say?
Yeah, God. I mean, if you're gonna tell little porkies, then you don't need to get caught out, do you?
Mm. Exactly. You know, we all tell
Mm.
little white lies from now and again, but remember what you've said.
Yeah, dearie me. Well, hopefully less of those in the future.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Cool. I think that's a nice time to move on to the questions quickly.
Okie doke.
Get those out the way, then talk more VA stuff, I think.
Yeah.
So go straight in. Question number 1. What's been your favourite age so far?
Probably the age I am now. I know that's a bit cliche, isn't it? but probably the age I am now, because
Nice. I like it.
I know myself better. I know what I want and what I don't want. And when you get to a woman of a certain age, you take less and less shit from people.
It's a common answer. Unsurprisingly, I think it's it. I think I've said this before, but I think it's something about obviously it's an age thing as well. But
Yeah,
also it's an entrepreneurial mindset thing as well. I think we're all striving for more, and I think that kind of mixed with getting older, getting wiser, kind of puts us at well, this year was great, but next year is going to be even better, and
yeah.
then you kind of just keep going on that train, as it were. Cool. So, question number 2 then. What is your favorite quote? This could be a movie, a meme, a motivational, or any other quote you can think of.
Um, there's one that my husband likes, and he says it all the time, so it's kind of been drummed into my head. But I can't think who says it. And he used to have it up on the wall above his desk here, and he's taken it down, which is not helpful.
Hmm.
But it's something like, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, because if you think you can't do it, your mindset's going to switch, and you're not going to be able to do it, and you won't even have the inclination to try and do it. But if you put your mind to it, you will do your damnedest to do whatever the thing is, I think.
Yeah, that's a great one. I love that one, John.
Yes, well done, husband.
10 points to Gryffindor for that one. Okay, question number 3. Oh, yeah, forgot about this. Google Suite or Microsoft 365?
It's got to be Microsoft 365. I
I
can't
like Microsoft
stand
365.
Google Suite.
See, the majority of people that come on here, and a lot of them are in similar industries to us, if not service-based providers,
Yeah,
usually. Everyone says Google, and I'm like, really? And I'm
I
like,
do.
I use Google. Some of it's okay, like Google Sheets. I think I like Google Sheets,
Yeah,
but like Docs, yeah, Docs it's called, isn't it? And
yeah.
the whole Gmail thing
I can't get on board with
on
Gmail.
oh, one of
Can't
my
do it.
clients uses it, and I look at it, and I'm just like, I just look at it, I'm like, what is it? Why is it all here? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't like the way in Gmail you reply to an email and then it just stays in a chain. And then, so
Yeah,
if you delete it, you're like, where's that email gone? Whereas at least in Microsoft, it all goes into your deleted items,
yeah.
and you can still
You
find it
can.
in things. But
I think I turned that off once. I think. But I'm not sure if
yeah,
I'm getting confused with Microsoft because I know that you can have threads, as it were. I
yeah,
think that's what they call it.
yes,
But yeah, Google. It's I like I say, I use it. It's okay. Some of the features are quite nice,
yeah,
but yeah, it's like Microsoft. I know what
yeah,
I'm looking at, But I think
yeah,
it's probably that's what I had, when I started in corporate. What
yeah,
was that?
same.
12 years ago or something. It was like, here's you Outlook. I'm like,
Yeah,
Outlook, what's this? And they were like,
yeah.
using Microsoft Suite, and oh,
Oh, fancy.
um, so yeah, and that's what I use. But nowadays, there is, what is it, £8.49 now a month, isn't it, for
Yeah,
just a
something like that,
personal
I
one,
think.
something like that. I think
Yeah,
that's just a personal one. Never mind a corporate one, which is 11.95, I think, plus VAT. I think for
yeah,
that one. Don't know, can't
yeah,
remember. Just picking numbers out the air.
yeah.
Good though.
I think I've got a 50-50 split of clients that use Microsoft and Google. And when you're doing the inquiry call and you say, "Oh, what systems are you using?" They say Google. You're like, "Oh, right, good."
Like, yay, Google. Uh, okay, question number 4. What app can you not live without?
Um,
This doesn't have to be a businessy app. This could be a personal app.
just have a look on my phone. I don't. Probably it's a Microsoft one.
Mhm.
Microsoft To Do. It's like
Okay.
it's your to do list, basically.
Yeah.
It's dead easy to use, and it's dead simple. Um, it's literally like, for the iPhone users amongst us, it's a bit
Mm.
like the Notes app.
Right.
So you just have bullet points down, and then
Yeah.
you can assign the date that it's due and things like that. So I think Microsoft To Do is my go-to because
Nice.
I've got one business related and home related and life
Yeah,
admin and stuff like that.
I didn't realize they had a an app for that. But because if you go onto Outlook and then go onto Calendar, to do
Yeah.
list is the next one along, isn't it? It's the little tick.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, I tried to use that with one of my clients, and I think he does use that for his everyday. But it didn't work for me adding tasks. I don't think he was a bit like, no, it's
Yeah.
all right. I'll do my own tasks on this one. But what I found recently, you'll like this because it is Microsoft.
Mm.
Within another client, we were using Teams because we're now split between two offices.
Yeah.
No need for it previously, apart from obviously client calls.
Yeah.
So we started using Teams and then we started like a project list in there through the
Yeah.
project tracker. And now we've got like a
Yes.
board and we make tasks for each people. And it's
Yeah.
quite like Asana, it looks like. It's very Asana looking
Yes.
like. Well, it's a Kanban style.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but so I don't know if there's an app for that. But yeah,
I
when you
don't
said, I
know.
didn't realize to do list had an app, to do had an app,
To do.
but
Yeah. I think
sounds quite good.
there's so much in the Microsoft 365 kind of suite that you don't there's because they've also got a Calendarly alternative as well, which
Oh,
I've been using Microsoft for 10 years,
mm,
or more in my corporate job as well. But I only discovered about 6 months ago that they've got a Calendarly TidyCal alternative, which obviously, if you're a Microsoft subscriber, it's free.
yeah,
So you can cancel off your Calendarly one or whichever one it is. So I was like, oh,
yeah.
that'll
Ah,
save
I
me
was
some money.
Yeah, what does that come with the the business package?
Yeah, yeah, it must do because I've got the business level. So yeah, it must do.
Ah,
I
I'll have to
can't
look.
think what it's called. The only thing is, I can't think what it's called.
Yeah, I'll have a look. I know someone who just signed up for Calendly yesterday or the
Yeah,
day before, and I think they might have a Microsoft, but I don't know if they use the personal one.
yeah,
But yeah, maybe they could have saved themselves like however much it is for Calendly for the year now. Or
yeah.
maybe I won't mention it to them because that's
No,
awful, isn't it? Yeah, you know when you've just paid for something and then like you go on
yeah,
Amazon and you buy something and then you look 2 days later and they've put like 50% off or something.
yeah. You're
You're
like,
like,
oh, good,
no, if I'd have
excellent.
only waited. Okay, question number 5. How many unread emails do you have on your phone right now?
Have a look. 1, 2, 3, 9.
It's pretty good. Are you like
I
an emails must be done person, or you're like you're inbox zero, or are you a keep emails forever kind of thing, just in case?
I am a bit of both. So I use my inbox as my to-do list, as it were. But then I've got loads of subfolders, so everything then gets filed. So
Hmm.
if I get more than like 20 emails in my inbox, I start to freak out. Whereas
Ah,
I've got other clients who never file anything, and you go into their inbox to help them with their inbox management, and they've got 5,000 emails just in their inbox, and I'm like, oh, no, 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 can we tidy this up, please?
yeah, yeah. It's a tough one, the old email debate, because obviously tidy inbox, tidy mind, maybe,
Yeah,
but at the
yeah,
same time, if you share it like an inbox, or if you say you've got an email from one of your clients and then they have access to your inbox via the master
yeah,
thing, then if you file them then they sometimes can't see them and they disappear, so they could
yeah,
be looking for something and it's gone because it's filed somewhere,
yeah.
whereas if you leave them in your inbox they're all there, but then that's messy. Ooh,
That's
I don't
messy.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is one
that
of
gives me the
those.
heebie-jeebies.
It's a tough one, emails,
Yeah,
because you always want. There was an incident when I was in semi corporate where I'd spoken to supply chain on the phone. He said
yeah,
something. I did whatever I had to do with that information, and then it came back that the information was not correct that he'd provided,
yeah,
and he basically was just threw me under the bus. And I was like, "Well, no, that's what you said on the phone." No, I didn't. And I was
yeah,
like, So from then on, that point on, I was like, "Can you just
Everything.
email that to me?" Or
Yeah.
I won't speak to people on the phone because I'd be like, "Email," because then I've got a trail and I can actually
Yes.
not that I want to be like, "Actually, you said this because here's that email. Look, boom." It's
Yeah.
because I want to say, well, no, I'll hold my hands up. I've confessed to things in the past that I haven't done.
Yeah.
Um, it was like we were in the kitchen. We were working for the boss. His son works there as well, and she was just about to tear him a new one. I said, "Oh, that was me," and she went, "Oh,
Yeah.
really?" I went, "Yeah, I'm really sorry. It won't happen again." And then
Yeah.
she wandered off and muttered things under her breath. I hadn't done it. He'd done it.
Yeah.
But I saved him from the telling off. So I'm not a slopey shoulder kind of person. But at
Yeah.
the same time, if you told me something on the phone and you gaslight everyone, lie to me, I'm not having that. Here's the email proof. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
That
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. I have fallen into that trap as well. So yeah.
You only fall
Yeah.
into it once.
Oh yes. Once and never again. Can you email that, please? Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. That is questions done. Oh, hang on. Optional question. Are you into vehicles of the car variety?
Ish. Ish.
Okay, we'll ask it and we'll put it in. So, optional question is if you could afford any car, what car are you having? Don't need to worry about insurance costs, maintenance costs, anything like that. What's going to be on the driveway?
Well, this is going to sound a bit lame, to be honest. When I passed my test many moons ago, I always wanted a Golf,
Mm,
and now I have a Golf. So
nice.
I'm not massively into cars, so I'm quite happy with my Golf. My husband would be like, Aston Martin, get an Aston Martin.
Mm.
I'm like, yeah, is that practical? I'm like, practicalities. Can I take that to the supermarket? Can I get the dog in the boot?
Yeah,
That
it's
kind
one
of
of
thing.
those. I think when you're younger, you're like, yeah, I'm going to have such and such a car, and then when you get older, like for me now, I've had my car like 14 years, no, 13
Yeah.
years. And I just like I'd rather not drive it nowadays. I just kind of get in it and you do what I have to in it, and then I'll
Yeah.
walk everywhere that I can.
Yeah.
But I suppose if money was no object, then yeah, I'd have something sat out there was nice. But
Yeah.
at the same time, the car's just it's just for purpose for like for getting
Yeah.
places and stuff.
Gets you from
I
A
don't
to
see the
B.
point in paying extra insurance, extra fuel for don't get me wrong, I've had like 4 litre V8 cars in the past.
Yeah.
But I get to a point now where I'm like, no, I'd rather have the money set in my bank account than.
I'd I'd rather go on holiday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, questions done then. There, great answers. Love
Excellent.
those.
Excellent.
Especially Microsoft Office 365. It's very rare that we get one of those.
Ah,
Um,
yes.
so let us now resume talk on the VA world. We've touched briefly on your to-do list by saying you use your emails as a to-do list, but do you use like an everyday project planner? I know you said this because you said to-do list, didn't you, for your app?
Well, well, I have tried over the years to use Trello and Asana and ClickUp and all those things. And I spend more time faffing around setting it up than doing the actual work. Now, I know Debs from Generator Girls is a massive Asana fan.
Mm,
And when you look at her Asana, she's got loads of things set up, like daily tasks and things to help us stay on track with the kids and stuff like that. But for me, I'm just like, I can't be bothered to set it up properly. I
mm,
could get someone to set it up for me, but I just feel like by the time I've set it up and made it look pretty and had the unicorn dancing across the screen, I could have just done it. And so I use my inbox as my kind of general to-do list, but I use my calendar a lot as well. And I
mm,
think that comes from my old project management days. I would block time out for this project, then this project, and then in my diary, everything's got a colour. So each client is a different colour, phone calls are a different colour, all that kind of thing.
mm.
So I've tried and failed on many occasions to use a project management tool. Now my clients use them, so I've got access to theirs and I can see what's assigned to me, and that's fine. But
Yeah.
for my general day-to-day running of the business, I just use my diary. So every Thursday morning, for example, I've got an hour in to do accounts
Mm.
because we've got 4 businesses between me and my husband. So I try and do the accounts every week, because if you leave it to the month or every quarter, it takes me ages to get the bookkeeping up together.
Mm.
So I kind of protect chunks of my diary like that, rather than have it as a recurring. Because if it's a recurring thing in Asana, I'll just go, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll just do that
Yeah.
tomorrow. Because
Yeah.
it's
Like, I'll
easy
just,
to move along.
yeah, change the dates and then you're done. Boom.
Yeah. Oh, but nothing to do today. Excellent.
So what about the wider team then of the associates? How do you like kind of do you organize them in inverted commas, as it were?
So they all look after their own clients. So the
Mm.
bookkeeping, so I might look at, say, if you were my client, for example, I would do your general admin bits and bobs. And then
Mm.
you might have Catherine doing your bookkeeping, but you would talk directly to Catherine about your bookkeeping. I wouldn't have anything to do with it.
Okay.
So because there's no point you telling me what you want Catherine to do and then me tell Catherine and then Catherine tell me and then me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's too hard. So because we all do very different things, I say to my clients, speak to Catherine or speak to Sarah about your social media, or whoever it might be. Speak to Kim about your website that needs updating. So we
Mm.
don't generally have a board per client that all the associates can look into, because they're all doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Sarah doesn't need to know what bookkeeping Catherine's doing for someone.
Mm.
So we all just do our own thing, as it were. And then, yeah, the client comes to me if there's any issues or anything like that. But I trust my associates to just crack on and get it done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't really need to know what Catherine's doing or what Sarah's doing, or, things like that. There might be an occasion where me and an associate are working on a particular thing. So I've got some clients that have bigger projects every kind of few months. So I might bring an associate in to help me with it then. And then
Mm.
we might have a board or a spreadsheet or something in place. So, yeah, I don't really have boards per clients as such.
Yeah, interesting. It's funny that you say about setting the ClickUp up and everything like that, or Asana, Trello.
Yeah,
I've said before, but I started with Trello when I first got into digital stuff. I was,
yeah,
when I first started, I'd just write everything down on a pen and paper with a pad, and then I'd scratch it off with a pen with a line, and I'd write the time on it, and then I'd top the time up at the end of the day, and
yeah,
put that in a what did I put that in? Spreadsheet? Can't remember.
yeah,
But anyway, um, yeah. But the Trello system I had was so like complicated, like multiple boards, and then at the
yeah,
end of the day, I'd have like a week board, and then at the end of the day, it would all transfer to another board ready to be invoiced. And then
yeah,
that would then I would sort them into sets as I'd done it, and then I'd complete them into the completed bit, and then the completed bit would then disappear into the archive.
yeah.
And I was like, my invoicing would take me like 3 hours, and I was like, this is just taking too long.
What are we doing? Yeah,
So then I got a time tracker, then did it all off Toggle,
yeah,
and
I
then
use
just like
Toggle. And all my associates
ordered
use Toggle
things.
as well. So,
Yeah, I liked. I don't use Toggle anymore. I used to. I liked Toggle, but then I swapped to Moxie, and
yeah.
Moxie has inbuilt. So I use Moxie now. My invoices
Ah,
take me like 15 minutes,
yeah, easy.
which is much better. But yeah, super complicated Trello. Moved to Asana. Liked the little unicorn thing, but it didn't have everything I wanted.
Yeah,
So far, and regular listeners of the show will enjoy this update. With Moxie, I found that you can pay less. So I was saying it's great, but it's a bit too much for what I need. I just need a project tracker and a timekeeping.
yeah,
I didn't need like I'm not going through clients every 2 minutes. I'm not selling one-off services. All my
yeah,
clients have been with me now for 3 or 4 years. I can't remember how long it is.
Yeah.
At least 3 years. They've all been with me at least 3 years. So it's like I'm not going through them, high rate. I'm not onboarding people every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't need the back end system, all that. I just need the project management and the time tracking. And so I was begrudged at paying $25 a month or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I went to cancel it. And also, you get the calendarly thing as well, the bookings.
Yeah.
I went to cancel it, and I realized then that they had a different tier for the
Ah.
costings. So I
Yeah.
was like, I take back all the nasty things I said about it. Affiliate link is back in the video description.
Yeah.
It's a good thing, but yeah, I
Oh, I
was
didn't.
not best impressed with it.
Yeah, I didn't know that Moxie had that because again, I don't use Dubsado or Moxie or anything like that because, like you say, I'm not constantly onboarding clients. So why would
Mm,
I be paying? I don't even know how much Dubsado is these days, but I know it's a lot.
mm,
Why would I be paying all of that when I'm maybe onboarding a client once a month, maybe twice a month? And I've got
mm.
my system now down to a T. So it only takes me half an hour to do a contract, do all the other paperwork, and it's done. So yeah, I've never had Dubsado, Moxie, anything like that. But now I know that Moxie does the project management bit. Might have a look. But again, is that
Yeah,
going to be something that I'm faffing around with too much and not doing?
well, one of the things that it has that my friend Laura says about is a ticket system. So for like your IT department
Oh
in
yeah,
corporate, when you're like, "Can you come and fix my computer?" And like, "Have you raised a ticket?" So yeah, each client can have their own portal,
yeah,
and then within that portal, they can see the tasks. Well, you set up the portal for them manually, so you could show what you want. You could show how many hours you've got left, how many hours they've spent for the month,
yeah,
uh, what projects you're working on, what projects have done, that kind of stuff. But also, there can be a ticket entry system. So instead of like your email that
yeah,
says "Hey Emma, can you do this for me today?" They
yeah.
could put in a ticket, and then that would go straight into your to-do list.
Ah,
Which is great, but it's getting the client to do it. And yeah, I think I had this conversation with someone before, and it was boundaries kind of thing and all that
yeah,
kind of jazz. But it depends on your particular client and how they feel about that kind of
yeah.
stuff.
I know
But
I've got a couple of clients that they're like, I just want to email you. I don't want to
yeah,
have to go into another system. I just want to send you
yeah,
something on email. So I've had an idea for this month's newsletter. Can you include XYZ?
yeah,
Send. So it's
yeah. I get
preference,
that.
isn't
I
it?
mean, I wouldn't. I know it would make it easier for me, but at the same time, I'd be like, do log into the portal? What's my password? Well,
Yeah,
what button do I click now again?
yeah,
Stuff like that. So I can understand that, but it is a good system for the bits that you need to use. And if they could make it look a bit fancier, bring back the cool themes, that'd be great.
yeah,
So if you're watching Jeff, there you go. Improve the themes. I'll be a happy man.
yeah,
Affiliate link in the description if you want to give it a try. I think it's two
yeah,
weeks free trial. I get some money out of it, I think, but
yeah.
I'm not forcing you to. I'm not forcing anyone to try anything.
No,
So Moxie done. Now I think I've got a question to ask you now, based on the actual show format.
yeah,
We know what you do now. We know what you've done in the past. But what would you want to do if and when you grow up? Growing up, not essential, obviously.
no. I always wanted to do something travel related. So people that follow me on Instagram know that travel is a huge part of my life. And I did when I left school, I went to college and did an NVQ in business administration. Yay.
Ooh.
And then I worked in going places, if people are old enough to remember going places. I worked there for 2 years, selling holidays to people. When people used to go to a travel agent and have them book their holiday for them. And I loved that. Didn't earn a lot of money. So I've always wondered, can I do something travel related? Reviewing
Mm.
holidays, going to hotels and reviewing them and traveling the world, like experiencing the first class suite of Emirates or Singapore Airlines and writing a review about.
Nice. So either a travel blogger or vlogger.
Yeah. I did
That sounds awesome.
I did a few years ago when I first kind of quit my corporate life. I did have a blog many
All
moons
right.
ago. That died a death, really. I did it for about 4 or 5 years, I reckon.
Yeah.
Got a few free meals and treats and things like that. But
Ah,
as work
interesting.
got busier, blogging got less. So, and
Yeah,
do
it's
people
a.
still read blogs and things now? You know,
I think it's blogs is. I was just about to say, has do people have the mental the capacity kind of thing to sit there and look at a blog nowadays?
read long form content. Yeah.
Yeah. But saying that, I've noticed a lot of people are like moving over to like Substack, is it called?
Yes.
Where I think that is basically blogs, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Pretty
suppose
much.
it's like having a mailing list, isn't it? It's kind of
Yeah. Yeah. I think
doing those.
Substack is another kind of form of newsletter as well. So you use it for blogging or newslettering or
Yeah,
whichever. But yeah, I think people are
yeah.
moving to that platform.
The written word for me, it's not. I don't like writing lots and lots. I get tired of typing, or I get tired of
Yeah.
writing. I can't read my own writing after 10 minutes. So I don't like to write things down. And I hate typing. I couldn't type like if someone said fill an A4 piece of paper with what you've done today. I'd just be like, I did some work. Full stops.
Yeah.
Um,
I had a cup of
so
tea.
yeah, I haven't had a cup of tea for ages actually, but coffee seems to have taken over for this year. But you put me in front of a camera and say, "Tell me what you did today," then yeah, I'm okay. Um,
Yeah.
but nowadays our attention spans, which is what I was alluding to earlier with the capacity thing, is shorter and shorter because we're so used to watching reels and TikToks
Yeah.
and
Just flick.
YouTube shorts and flick through.
Yeah.
If someone presents me with a massive long uh, blog, then I've really got to be in the mood to watch it. I mean, even
Yeah.
nowadays, I've even got to be in the mood to watch a 10-minute YouTube video.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
this is really bad. It depends on what the subject is, which is hilarious because I'm about to say that I couldn't watch a 3-minute video the other day, but I will expect people to watch this hour-long podcast.
Exactly. But that's different because it's yours.
It's different. It's different. It's an interesting subject. Emma from Boatman Admin Services. Um, okay, I think we covered quite a few subjects here.
We have. We've talked about everything in some shape or form.
Yeah, so I think then that's a fine place to leave where we're at.
Yeah.
If you want to tell people, our listeners, watchers, where they can find you, Emma.
So you can find me on LinkedIn at Boatman Services because you can't have the word admin in your Instagram handle, or you couldn't when I set mine up.
On
Hence,
LinkedIn.
Boatman Services. No, on Instagram.
Oh, Instagram. Okay.
Yeah, and then on LinkedIn, I'm just Emma Boatman, and then the
Okay, cool.
website is just Boatman Admin Services. So
Perfect.
yeah,
Yeah, cool. So do check Emma out, follow her on Instagram, connect with her on LinkedIn, and do have a good look at the website. I'll put all those
yes,
links in the description, Emma. Really appreciate you
right.
coming on.
Yeah,
For obviously those people that are watching this, you don't know that Emma rather nicely sat there for half an hour while I tried to find my camera lead, which was in my hand, then had to turn on all
excellent.
the lights, had to play with the camera and all that. So I really appreciate that, Emma.
That's absolutely
Today
fine.
was not a great day. Worst one I've had set up for 40 episodes. Worst one I've had. But I'm glad we stuck with it. It's been a great show. It's been great to talk to you. A real pleasure. So really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. You were very cool, calm, and collected while you're having your tech crisis. Absolutely fine. We all have
Yes,
them.
it's a lot of people have said to me before about being the this the elegant swan going across the lake.
Yes.
It looks like you're always cool. I don't feel like that inside. I was like,
No.
oh my God. But yeah, a calming influence. I have been described that in the past in my corporate days.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
I can see that.
if you've made it this far, really appreciate you watching. Like I say, go and check out Emma. There's affiliate links for Moxie, great CRM. There's an affiliate link for Riverside, the software we're using to record this. And I'll be back next time with a new guest. In the interim, be excellent to each other. Peace out and take care. See you soon.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on Rad-Ventures. Don't forget to subscribe via your favourite platform. Always happy to chat, so hit me up in the DMs, and I'll see you on the next Rad-Venture.